One of my studio assistants brought to my attention that I did not state that my name is Bookbird in the following introduction that I give. So, hello, I am Bookbird. Hello. We are in front of my immediate TBR shelf. I'm going to be going through all of the books that I want to get to for November and December. So, have my matcha. Hold on. We're gonna cheers and we'll get started. This is my Kindle. I do own a Kindle Paperwhite. It still is spooky from Halloween. So I am currently reading Shakespeare's The Tempest on that for a book club. I am also currently reading, I've been working on this one, nonfiction for a while. I could do this. Look. Okay. We're getting distracted. So Locked In. If you haven't heard of Victoria Arlen, she had a debilitating disease happen to her. And then over time, she eventually learned to walk again and was actually on Dancing with the Stars. So I've been working through her, I guess it's not a memoir, autobiography, I guess, of that whole journey for her. She's also Christian, so she uses also this whole trial in her life to spread the gospel now. So immediately for, I think, I'm very mood ready lately, so it'll depend on what I pick up first and stuff sometimes. Sometimes it depends on Libby and my Libby holds, if my audiobooks for some of these come in first. But I have the Broken Binding edition of the Witcher prequel. I have not read the Witcher books before, but supposedly you're supposed to be able to be fine to start with this. So I may do like a dedicated reading vlog to non-spoiler, like tell you how I feel, based on the fact that I've never read any of The Witcher. I own the video games but have not played them, but I know those are very different from the books. This is still packaged, if that tells you anything about me not picking this up yet. I have the Kickstarter edition of Isles of the Emberdark, so I also have the ebook, so I'm debating if I want to actually unpackage this or just read it on my Kindle, depending on how I feel about it, because Brandon Sanderson for me right now is kind of wishy-washy, I guess, for how I feel about some of his books lately. We'll see. I want to get to this, whether it's on ebook or I read it physically, and I may do a reading vlog or something related to that eventually too. And I want to finish this series. This is the third book in The Rook and the Raven. Taken me a lot longer to get to this, but it looks like it does have a good summary. I did really enjoy the main characters and stuff for this series. There's some side stuff that kind of like okay with it being in the books, but I would have to reread the first two to like tell you specifics, and I don't really feel like rereading them, so I'm just gonna continue on and finish this series. At this point, I do plan on keeping all three, but we'll see. I have a library stamp for the books that I definitely want to keep and like hold on to and lend out to people if I want to, because I love them so much. So sometimes I just hold off on putting that stamp in my books so that I can eventually maybe possibly sell them. I have the option, but if I know for certain that I need the book to stay on my shelf, then I'll stamp it and put my name on it, brand it. And another Broken Binding series that I need to complete, whatever, the Jade Saga one by Fonda Lee. So I'm on Jade War right now, and I'd like to finish it by the end of the year. I have the Libby audiobook on hold to help me get through it. pretty quickly. I did really enjoy the first book. I think there's a time jump in the third book, so that's why I feel like there can be a gap in between when I finish up that trilogy. Although I could be wrong, there could be a time jump in this one. I don't know, but that's my plan. And I have some of these are because I have the books on hold on Libby, so if they come up, then I'll get them completed for this year. So the Rebecca Ross Wild Reverence, pretty chunky in the lettering, not very big, so it may take a little bit to get through that, but I really did like this world. It's like a prequel to the Divine Rivals duology. So as just like a palette cleanser, you'll remember, wrong night, it's a manga. You'll maybe remember this from my birthday book haul. I plan to have that as my palette cleanser for all these chunky books that I want to get to. So I have this on the shelf. It's Tales from Shakespeare. So basically it's more of like a children's version of each of, not every single one of Shakespeare's plays, but quite a few. So like when I get done reading The Tempest, I'm going to read the children's explanation, like almost story version of The Tempest. It's not like written out like a play. Basically kind of like reading a fairy tale to your child, but it's Shakespeare's stories so that they can understand it. It's not in the speech of Shakespeare. That's difficult for even adults to understand sometimes. Then this book is twofold. This is a middle grade series, Nevermore, The Trials of Morrigan Crow. It's magical, mystical. Morrigan, she gets sent to it's sort of like a Harry Potter adventure, sort of is what the gist of this is. But this is to finish off my title word challenge for the Books and Lala challenge on Storygraph. The word never is the title word, and I haven't gotten to the series yet, and I have this also saved on Libby too, so I'll pick this up soon and be able to let you know if it's good for kids to read or not. Which I do plan on doing kind of like a middle grade recommend video later on, especially around Christmas time when you're kind of looking for Christmas gifts for children, what books I would recommend you pick up. And then finally, it's more of a thematic book that I haven't gotten to that's a little bit shorter. Memoirs of a Polar Bear by Yoko Tawada. I just wanted to check this one out. I thought the title was interesting. It says there's polar bears who move into human society. And it looks like there's a circus act and a zoo involved. There's polar bears in the human world, I guess. So this will be interesting to see what happens. And also, since it's polar bears, I figured it was a good winter read. So this may not happen till like December, but I thought this would be a fun one to do. And I also am debating picking up a reread, which is The Christmas Pig by J.K. Rowling. I think that came out a while ago. It was probably like 2022. Editing me will probably put it on the screen. But I really enjoyed The Christmas Pig. It's basically about a boy who loses his stuffed pig at Christmas time, and you get to go on a journey with this pig to find his boy again in this like magical world with all these toys and stuff. Really nice Christmas read. I was debating rereading that, especially because I want to do that middle grade recommend video. That is one that I would recommend, but it's also like more of a seasonal read, so just put that on your radar if you're thinking of Christmas reads with your family. I also need to insert that I still have my library challenge books for November and December to do, so those are also on my TBR for the end of the year. And I am also taking any suggestions for any month for next year because I plan on doing it again, and hopefully some of you will join me in 2026 to support your libraries. So that is my current end of year TBR. There's going to be other stuff filtered in with my wrap-ups if you are interested. And if you're new to the channel, please like and subscribe, and I'll be doing content filtered in throughout the next few months, and we'll see what I do in 2026. But for now, the rest of the year, I'm just going to get used to editing and putting this stuff out and looking at the camera, which I did better this time because it's on my phone. But yeah, so leave any comments for me about these books, and I hope to see you in the next video that I put out.